For many Twin Cities veterans, the Uptown VFW is home away from home.
So I've got friends.
Ask around here, and it's not hard to find veterans like James McLeodon,
Desert Storm, and in Operation Just Cause,
who've bought an actual home using one of the biggest benefits available to those who've worn our nation's uniform, the VA Guaranteed Home Loan Program. Here's why it's such a deal.
In addition to no down payment, these loans typically save you money due to competitive interest rates and limited fees charged at closing.
it's a fantastic program. I can't even tell you how many people would never have homes without this.
But KARE 11 Investigates discovered the program, widely praised for opening the door to home ownership for millions of veterans, had a secret.
What I'm handing you is a report that came out in 2014.
The report originated inside the Whipple Federal Building at the VA's St. Paul Regional Loan Center, where it's been an open secret for years. But for veterans,
This is scary, man.
it's a bombshell.
This is sad. This is, wow.
Internal VA records KARE 11 obtained from a whistleblower revealed between 2006 and 2014, VA inappropriately collected approximately $150 million on more than 47,000 loans. Here's how it happened. A veteran using the VA Home Loan Program is required to pay what's called a funding fee, up to 3.3% of the loan amount. If you're a disabled vet, that funding fee gets waived. But there's a glitch. If a veteran has only applied for a disability rating and the claim is still pending when they get their VA loan, they have to pay the funding fee. That can add up to several $1,000s. But if their disability claim is approved later, they're due a refund of that funding fee.
That's money that's yours. You paid it.
Exactly.
But KARE 11's investigation discovered veterans like Roger Roth haven't always gotten those refunds.
$10,065? That's a lot of money.
Top VA officials in D.C. were warned veterans were owed this money back in 2014. VA employees from Minnesota even proposed an action plan to fix the problem and repay veterans.
Getting a VA home loan.
But Mike Frew, the former director of the VA loan program, and Jeff London, the current director, sat on that information for the last 5 years, doing nothing to repay veterans unless the veteran knew to ask for the refund.
But unless you asked for it, they didn't give it to you.
That's crazy.
It's mind-boggling that they felt the veterans needed to contact them as opposed to getting the money back to them.
Michael Missel is the VA's Inspector General.
They knew they were holding money that belonged to veterans but never told them?
Correct.
Why didn't VA leaders address this?
We asked them that question, and they said it wasn't a priority for them.
It became a priority after KARE 11 began asking questions, and veterans like Andrew Ganfield, who watched our reporting,
I'm due a refund.
began demanding what was rightfully theirs.
Over $10,000.
Andrew called the St. Paul VA Loan Center
Hello, Mr. Gant.
and got this message back.
It appears that you are probably due a refund for the 2012 loan.
Had you not made this report, we would have never been the wiser. And that would have just been money gone.
This was a nationwide problem.
Missel's office issued a scathing report concluding veterans may have suffered significant financial losses. And because senior VA officials had failed to act, the number of veterans being shortchanged continued to grow.
We are aware that approximately 130,000 veterans are due a refund.
Congress quickly introduced bipartisan legislation to ensure impacted veterans were made whole.
The importance of introducing the legislation is to make sure that we fix the problem that you uncovered.
Finally, after years of delay, in October, the VA announced it has paid back more than $400 million to those 130,000 disabled veterans nationwide. VA Secretary Robert Wilkie said in a statement, this effort included loans dating back nearly 20 years. Our administration prioritized fixing the problems and paid veterans what they were owed.
Everything's all right.
Back at the Uptown VFW, they question why it wasn't done years ago.
This is, I just don't think people understand how this affects the average veteran. Like, they're not millionaires, they don't have boats. I mean, every single dollar matters.
The average refund was more than $4,000. Some were as high as $20,000.
There's new information tonight on the number of veterans nationwide due refunds on their home loans. And a U.S. senator is publicly thanking the whistleblowers who exposed the problem. Here's investigative reporter A.J. Legault.
Congress passed a resolution declaring today, July 30th, Whistleblower Appreciation Day.
Everybody needs to be held accountable.
To mark the day, U.S. Senator John Bozeman of Arkansas wrote a column. He focuses on VA whistleblowers who exposed a nationwide problem to Care 11. Disabled veterans, like Roger Roth, overcharged on their VA home loans.
This is one of those instances where VA employees are the ones who found the issue and wanted to get it fixed.
You're exactly right. VA employees recognize that this was certainly inappropriate, to say the least. And again, it was pushed under the rug.
CARE's investigation, sparked by whistleblowers, exposed how VA officials, including Jeff London, currently the top man in the VA loan program, were warned about the overcharges back in 2014. Internal VA records at the time revealed between 2006 and 2014, VA inappropriately collected approximately $150 million on more than 47,000 loans. But for nearly 5 years, London and the VA did nothing to make sure those veterans were repaid, and the overcharges continued. The VA Inspector General, OIG, called that discovery troubling, and so have members of Congress.
To know it and then continue to do it, that makes no sense at all.
To date, VA officials have refused to answer Care 11's questions. Questions about why they failed, year after year, to notify veterans who got overcharged on their VA home loans. But in a new webinar, Jeff London admits far more veterans are owed money than was previously known.
We are aware that approximately 130,000 veterans are due a refund. We have an aggressive plan in place to complete our effort to refund all veterans who are owed money by September 30th.
Congressional staffers briefed on the VA's plan to repay veterans say as of last week, the VA had already identified $242 million that they need to repay to veterans like Andrew Ganfield.
Had you not made this report, we would have never been the wiser. And that would have just been money gone.
Senator Bozeman writes, I'm grateful for the whistleblowers who spoke up about this negligence. He cites their brave efforts to call attention to fraud, waste, and abuse.
Those thousands of dollars will make a big impact in many people's lives.
I think I can safely say to the whistleblowers behind our reporting, who have so far asked to remain anonymous, on behalf of the 130,000 veterans getting loan refunds, thank you for being brave enough to speak out. Meanwhile, if you think you're one of the impacted veterans, we've put information on care11.com about how you can apply for a refund. For Care 11 Investigates, I'm A.J. Legault.